All right, all right, all right. It is the David Washington Show. It is me. Yes, it is me, David Washington of JM Washington here in Central Florida. All right, okay. So, the election's over. and At least for local races where it really, really matters. We know that on the national stage, we have President Biden and former President Trump uh, doing what they need to do to secure their votes. Right now, they have their field teams, out there in almost every state, especially the battleground states, organizing, drumming up support, getting yard signs out, knocking on doors, making phone calls, text messages, commercials, blah 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 blah. The president is leaning on party leaders in each state to make sure that they get the vote out. For President Trump, former President Trump, he's leaning on the RNC to lean on their campaign offices across the country to do the same thing. That's what it comes down to. Turnout, to be honest. You can say what you want to say in regards to the recent guilty verdicts for the felony cases against Trump and Hunter Biden. For Trump, it got him allegedly $300 million in campaign donations. Bravo. For President Biden, you can't really blame the sins of the son on the father. So that's going to have very little effect on Biden. It's neck and neck right now. The polls really don't mean anything at this point. As I've always said, the most important poll is the poll on election day. That's the most important one. You just have to go out and get your votes. However, at the local level, the election is pretty much over for a lot of these races, campaigns. Here in Florida, for instance, qualifying for a particular seat ended on Flag Day, June 14th. Also, happy birthday, Army. And at noon that day, everything closed. And we saw the election of several individuals who had no competition automatically become Orange County Sheriff, State Senator. Congratulations to Sheriff Mina. Congratulations to State Senator-elect Carlos Guillermo Smith, and the others who did not have a challenger in the primary or in the general because no one qualified or no one didn't file to run against them. And you'll see this with a lot of the judicial races also. Many judges, after their qualifying period, went unopposed. So they were elected. Yeah. Your opportunity to retain a judge or move a judge along unopposed has come and gone. And you have to understand, again, that local issues matter. So these local elections matter the most. Hey, the legal community probably say, hey, we're not going to field a particular candidate against this particular judge because we believe that judge is doing well for the community. So no one decided to run against that particular judge. There are some judges who are being challenged, and there are some seats that were vacant that people are running to fill. Good for them. At the same time, this does not give the people, when someone goes unopposed, and I always believe that everyone should be challenged. I truly believe that everyone who's running for office should be challenged because we miss the opportunity when it really matters, and it always matters, but this is the opportunity where people are paying attention, where the media is specifically paying attention, when there is time to pay attention because it is an election. There's more scrutiny on these particular individuals running for office. So we've missed opportunity, and it's not the first time. Again, it's my professional preference that we have challengers to every seat because democracy is a participatory event, and our representative government is just that, a representative government. So whether you're running for soil and water, running for county commissioner, running for sheriff or state rep or state senate or even governor, public defender, judge, competition is good. It keeps people sharp. It reminds them who they're accountable to. And I just love election season, right? It keeps me in the job, no? So, I just wanted to, share that with you all real quick. I do enjoy what I do. I was just recently, like a couple of minutes ago, maybe an hour ago, with Stephanie Quinn of Live Now on Fox, a live interview with her, talking about the Trump guilty verdict, the Hunter Biden guilty verdict, the debate, and what both candidates, President Biden, former President Trump, need to say and do to keep people entertained enough to want to stay and watch and listen. I think it's going to be a small audience because it's June. It's June. I mean, it's the end of June. People they want to be out and about. The hockey championship will probably be over by then. Early congratulations. It should be over. I don't know. Did Florida is Sunday, Father's Day. Did Florida win yesterday or is it today? I don't know. So, you got the NBA championships. That should be over soon. Congratulations, Celtics. But you do have baseball season. I'm all about baseball. White Sox, I still listen. I still watch. I still follow the scores. Forever a White Sox fan. And you got the Olympics coming up too. So, people want to be out and about enjoying this weather, eating out at a cafe or outside restaurant, at the beach, in the parks, doing fun things with their families. So I don't think it's going to be too big of a viewing audience for this debate. And I don't think RFK Jr. is going to be there. They're making damn sure that RFK does not appear on that stage because, his candidacy, for people voting for him, it is an indictment of the incumbent, period. Any third party race is an indictment on the progress, the performance of the incumbent. You can say what you want to say about him or any third parties taking votes from another opponent or whatever. No, it is an indictment of that particular incumbent. And so having RFK Jr. out of the race by not participating in these debates, in this particular debate in June early, it takes a lot of wind out of his sails. The next debate is in September when voting by mail has probably already started for some for some areas, for some communities. You guys got to see my interview with Stephanie. I couldn't say State of the Union address. I had a serious brain freeze, and I couldn't for the life of me remember the words "State of the Union." So that's a nice blooper reel addition. Uh, Lexia Kelly, look for that and clip it and seal it and put it on TikTok. But yeah, it's. I don't think it'll be a large crowd. People will hear about the debate the day after, and the pundits will have their field day, and you know try to create some sound bites out of it. But for the most part, if Biden can say, "Hey, you know, the economy is doing great. It's a all-star, world-class economy that the rest of the planet envies." You may feel that we're in a recession, but the metrics don't show it. I was at the mall yesterday. It was packed. It was packed, and people shopping and shopping a lot. I drive past here in Central Florida in Orange County, Osceola County, Seminole County. I'm in those counties a lot, and I'm driving past these strip malls, and you know, the economy's good. I know, I buy eggs. Yeah, it costs me $9, for a pack of 30 or something like that. And I paid $90 for a meal for two yesterday. And, it wasn't really worth it, but I had to pay because I ate the food. Uh, and those things going to happen. Gas I saw was under 315, under 312. At Sam's Club, Costco, it was under $3. So, things are doing better, but the economy affects us all differently. And I understand that. And Biden has to let people know he understands how they feel. However, the reality is that the economy is doing great, and you will start feeling that it's doing great. Biden also has to say, hey, we're in it to win it with Zelensky, the former comedian turned president, in Ukraine. What does a win look like? That's what I want to know. What does a win look like? Because that money could be spent elsewhere. And what's the end game in Gaza? Biden has proposed a truce or a ceasefire. Let's put it that way, a ceasefire. But what is the end game there? And is the end game part of a longer solution for Gaza, for Hamas, for the Palestinian, for the Israeli people? And how is that going to affect us here in America? How are we going to react if things continue to drag on in Gaza, in the Ukraine? Are we going to see more protests on campuses, more protests in the street? And then there's President Trump. He has the personality, yes, to get people riled up, maybe a little bit too much, a little bit fantastical or fanatical, however you want to use it. But Trump has to explain to American people that he feels what you feel, that he's being singled out, that the Biden administration is making an example of him. They're going after their political enemies. That he understands that You're suffering. You're unable to meet those kitchen table obligations, meet your property tax bill, your rent, your groceries, the gas you put in your car. It's hard for you. He's got to explain to the people behind that lens, you, that Biden may say things are good on paper, but in reality, for you and me, they're not. And former President Trump has to also say to the American people that, hey, there were no big wars, like Gaza and Ukraine going on when I was president. I can end these wars. And he said that. He's said that. And people look back on his records like, yeah, it was a time of peace. He can say that the withdrawal from Afghanistan, under Biden was, shitty. But however, for optics, yes, it was shitty. But for the whole operation, it went pretty damn well. It really did. Do your own research into that. However, Trump has to let people know that I can end wars and I can prevent wars. And you need me, someone strong, energetic, who will go up to Putin, who will go up to Benny and say, hey, enough's enough. Zelensky, enough's enough. He could do that. And as far as his convictions, there are other world leaders who have been convicted and jailed, like Lula from Brazil, President Lula, who recently became president of Brazil. He was convicted and jailed, and now he's president. It is what it is, right, folks? So, I'm looking forward to the debate. We've got some really good things coming up, particularly in regards to the presidential debate. We're having a live reaction podcast, a special edition of You Can't Make This Shit Up. And we hope to have special guests join us. We are working on confirming our special guest with former Congressman Alan Grayson to be a part of the show. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking into maybe doing it at a live location or somewhere different besides, everyone behind, their laptop or, their phone. However, it is hurricane season here in Central Florida, so anything can happen. It's been raining like cats and dogs. South Florida and Southwest Florida are underwater. It's crazy. So much for never mind. I'm not gonna make a climate change joke there. I'll say that for another show, Governor DeSantis. But yeah, we will put some more information out in regards to the live episode of You Can Make This Shit Up, featuring the presidential debate between President Joe Biden and former President Donald J. Trump. There's so much going on here. We really appreciate everything that you have provided to us, particularly your viewership, your ability to motivate us comes from you listening and watching our show. And so we really appreciate if you do hit the like button and if you share this information with those folks that you know, those friends of yours, family members, influencers, politicals, candidates, electeds, those folks who would be interested in what we have to offer. We would really love that. Again, don't forget to comment. I love to hear what you have to say. If you have a different opinion, please let us know. Again, bring your facts, not your feelings. And also, do your own damn research, because we do. One more thing. Hey, oh man. I am reading Beat the Incumbent with Dr. Louis Perron. Great stuff. I'm following him on Twitter through our J&W account. I mean, great stuff on how to win campaigns. Again, beat the incumbent with Louis Perron, Dr. Louis Perron. Shout out to him. Also, Alan J. Lickman. He is a professor at, I believe it's American University, graduate of Brandeis, a whole bunch of other stuff. He is the author of 13 Keys to the White House. And he has a new book coming out, which is the latest version of 13 Keys to the White House, July 1st. I've already pre-ordered it. I saw a show of his yesterday. I think it was broadcast on YouTube on June 6th or June 8th. And he was just going through an early review of the 13 keys it would take for the incumbent, President Biden, or challenger, former President Donald J. Trump, to take the White House. It was incredibly informative. Loved it. I subscribed to his podcast. I mean, very intelligent. He's been doing this for years, and he's predicted every race, going back to 2000. He's hit the nail on the head. And Gore did win that race in 2000, by the way. If you want to argue that point, you can, but damn well make sure you bring those facts, okay? So again, I'm David Washington. Shout out to Dr. Perron. Shout out to Alan J. Lickman for your books. Again, Dr. Luis Perron, How to Beat the Incumbent. I think, yeah, Beat the Incumbent. That's it. And then Alan J. Lickman's book, 13 Keys to the White House. We'll see you next time. I'm David Washington. I love what I do. I love you all. God bless. We'll see you the next time.